What's up, everybody, and welcome to another awesome Gas Gauge podcast. I am your host, the Professor Gas. Today's guest goes by the name of RoguenJosh. You all know him very well if you have followed in previous episodes. If not, I'll sum it up for you real quick. He's a music reactor over on Twitch and YouTube, killing the game. Let's dive right into what he has to say. This is the Gas Gauge podcast. Boom!
You are now listening to the Gas Gauge podcast.
I got him on to do this interview.
Right.
My webcam audio had stolen his audio. So at the end of the podcast, I realized none of his audio had recorded. So then I said to him, dude, I don't know what's happened, but your audio isn't working. And can we start again? And then he talked to me for another hour and we just did the whole thing again. But I could tell he was like, oh, so I completely understand, man. If we need to start again, I'm more than happy because I did way worse.
I'm gonna hit you with this right now. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Yo, RoguenJosh times 2. Welcome back to the Gas Gauge podcast. I am so sorry. You're not the first person I've done that to, though.
Hey, man. So Gas just hit start streaming instead of start recording, and we went live on Twitch, and we don't know if we can recover that file. But hi, I'm Josh. How are you?
I looked, dude. So we'll sum it up. Actually, no, dude. You said you got time. I mean, dude, how you been?
I've been good. I've been busy. 3 kids, content. It doesn't end. It's nonstop. I still do think you're going to be able to save that video. I reckon if you go over to the video producer, it'll be sitting there, and you're going to be able to download it. I don't know if you want to just try it. We can continue straight after that, but I reckon it's worth you having a quick check.
Let's check. Microphone check. Dude, you know what's awesome about Twitch, bro?
What?
While I'm doing this, we'll just chit chat.
Yeah.
Is a buddy of mine, he was really good at Fortnite, and I told him, I'm like, bro, you need to stream. And he's like, nah, dude, nah, I'm not that good. I'm like, no, dude, you need to. You're like getting 7 kills like within 20 seconds. You're very good. He's streaming now, and he's sitting like with 11 people watching him, and he just started like a couple months ago.
Yeah, my screen is frozen. I don't know if that's
yeah
you as well.
Yeah, so it's not on there. Oh wait,
Okay.
wait, upload. Let's pass broadcast. Nope. But
So you're in.
I did
You're
turn
in
it
video
on.
producer, and there's just nothing in your list.
No, because I went through settings and turned it off. Because I used to do 5M, and I would always play copyrighted music in there, and I was like, man, if I ever get stuck with this, I'm gonna lose my channel and all that. So I purposely turned it off.
All right, let's go again.
Welcome
do
back
it.
in, homie.
We've done intro number 2, but yeah, let me know when the screen's back on.
Screen. Oh my screen.
For me, it's just frozen.
Dude, this is the story of my life, RoguenJosh, just so you know.
Dude, content creator life. I had an interview with Rain City Drive once, and I called them on my phone on like Apple Call or something. It was the only iCall. It was the only way that we could do it. And then I did a reaction to one of their songs with them, but they were just on my phone looking at me. I was looking at the screen with headphones on. So I was reacting to their song and talking to them about it, and they couldn't see what I was reacting to. So I've been there. I've been in it.
Oh, hey, dude, you know what's funny?
Oh, wait, is it me?
Can you see that?
Discord?
Can you see that? Speaking of the devil, he's calling me right now. Hold on. Hold on, watch this.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Dad?
Hey, I was just giving you a call back.
Hey, I'm doing a podcast with a YouTuber.
Okay.
Can I call you back?
Yep, bye.
Bye.
That's so good.
Yeah, dude, he's probably like fucking whatever, weirdo, hippie. Can you see my screen at all or no?
Yeah, it's all going again.
Cool,
I don't know
man.
if it was me, but it's all working.
I've done this with Drifter twice. I've done this with the esports league. I always draw a blank on their name. The esports league.
Yeah.
And I've done it with Icy Jackets, to where like
Alright.
something has failed, and I'm like, hey, sorry.
It is just as much my fault as it is yours because I can see your OBS. So I could also see that it said streaming, but it just didn't click for me either.
Yeah, dude, no worries. We're good. You're good. I'm out of coffee, but it's all good. Where were we? We were talking about dad life, how you're managing that.
Dad life, content, and my plan here today is I'm going to run you through all of my content stuff, and we're going to try to see, with the glorious return of gas to streaming and podcasts, we're going to fit in your schedule.
I just don't know how. So with gaming, dude, I could take any gaming. I could probably do like Pony Racer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I could probably get 10,000 views on a short for it. You know what I mean? I understand how that algorithm works. I know keywords, like viral keywords, and a couple hashtags, and just from the studies I've done, I cannot figure out for the life of me how to do that with a podcast. And that's kind of where, with what I just said, like, I don't know if I care about that anymore. I just like doing this. You know what I mean? If it sees 1 million people, like with my, I put one out on Spotify. I haven't even looked. I don't care. I uploaded. I did my part. You know what I mean? I did my part, and I'm satisfied with that now. But I do want to learn. I do want to learn the YouTube side of it. I need a better schedule. I need a better plan of attack, maybe. You know what I mean? So here we go. RoguenJosh says, yes, I'd love to do a podcast. Okay, step 2. What the fuck are we gonna talk about? I gotta figure out how to do that, and throughout the whole thing say, okay, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna grab the viewer's attention.
Yeah. Well, is the main theme, I know that you've got another mate that isn't a content creator, but is the main theme of the podcast content creation and content creators?
Yes. More or less.
So then
I try to stick to
You've
content.
always got that. You've always got that in the back of your mind. Whoever it is, it's not what are we going to talk about. We're talking about content creation.
Yeah.
So you've always got that. You can be like, what's happening right now in content creation? But really it's just, all right, who have I got on this week? What do they do? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about content creation. And there can be news stuff in the content creator realm that you can bring up, any changes to how things work, like when shorts, YouTube Shorts live streaming came in, things like that. You can get into new stuff, but I reckon you got to lock down. We're here for content creation, talking to content creators.
For sure.
Sorry, I stopped talking just as you drank.
No, dude, you're good. I had to bust open that Liquid Death. Just saying, Liquid Death. If you need a spokesperson, he's your guy.
No,
yeah.
We don't have it in Australia.
Oh, yeah. Give him the what is yours? The
Thirst Trap is
Thirst
the
Trap.
Australian canned water.
Yo, whoever monetized that, like that jumped on that, they were brilliant.
They nailed it. But yeah, what I was thinking, because I just wrote this. This is something I do often. Is I go through my content. I just kind of plan it out. I just go, what are my priorities? What am I doing at the moment? And then it's kind of a mix of what do I want to produce, and then what do I need to do to produce those things.
Right.
So I've kind of got a bunch of stuff written down here where I've got it in pillars. So I've got like, and this can I think this can apply to any content creator, where you start off, what are my main pillars? What are the main things I do? So I'm a music, like heavy metal music reactor. My main pillars are YouTube videos, Twitch streams, and Patreon. So those are the 3 main pillars. And what I'm doing there is Twitch is I'm live streaming the music reacts. YouTube is I'm taking those best songs and I'm posting the reactions. I'm doing 1 video per day on the YouTube. I'm doing 2 streams now per week. Mondays and Thursdays. So that's something that we just over August, I tested it out to see if there was the interest, and they're going nuts. Like,
yeah, it's there, dude.
If they both started suffering, I was going to just drop it back to 1 again, but they're both going crazy, and it's like, hell yes, I get to do 2 streams a week. And then Patreon, I do an album per week. So those are my 3 main things. If everything else fell off, those are the 3 things I'd do. And they're all kind of built into each other. So the Patreon, I do a full album reaction that goes on Patreon, and then I take a song out of that album and that goes on YouTube. That's one of my YouTube videos for the week. And then on Twitch, I'm doing 20 to 30 songs, 2 streams a week. So then those 6 or 7 songs that I take out for YouTube are the best songs. So I'm finding the best new music because I'm listening to so much and putting that on YouTube. And then this, as part of that as well, I'm then doing 1 to 2 shorts per day on YouTube.
Okay.
Because I'm doing so many songs and I want to give exposure to smaller bands, I've found that for YouTube, the smaller bands, I love putting their videos out there. I love reacting to the songs, but it's better for them if it's as a short because they get more exposure. And I get to find the best part of their song and just put it on display. So it's the big bands, the big songs for main videos, because that's going to bring people in. That's what people want to watch. People don't want to watch a full video of a song they've never heard of from a small band is what I'm finding, but I still want to promote them. Like, I'm all about finding new music and promoting small bands. So I found that shorts are the way to get small bands out there. And then from that, what happens is, so that's my main pillars: YouTube, Twitch, Patreon. I've then got the secondary pillars. So it's Instagram, TikTok, a live YouTube channel, and I've got Discord in there, but Discord, I don't know. But so Instagram and TikTok, that's no extra work. That's just my YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
But I use Buffer, and I use the free version of Buffer as well. You can have 3 social medias on there. So Buffer's a content planning, publishing site. And for free, I've got YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok linked. So I just schedule the shorts there. So I schedule them out for the whole week and it posts them to all 3. So having Instagram and TikTok, really, the only reason I have those is because I'm already doing that content for YouTube.
Yeah.
And that is no extra effort for it to go to those platforms. And then so that's those 2. I've got a YouTube live channel now that I go vertical to. I'm still a bit scared that that's going to get my channel demonetized, is the live streaming to YouTube Shorts. I've had a few other reactors go through demonetization and a few other issues lately, and it's very scary. And I've got this second channel partnered, so I thought that that's probably the best use of that channel.
Yeah, try it out at least, you know.
Yeah, and that's been going really well. Although my main channel, my live streams got taken off of the shorts rotation. So I went from getting 3,000 to 5,000 views on a live stream because it would hit the shorts feed and just go nuts. But then it stopped happening. So it started getting 100 to 200 views. And I'm like, seeing that this is something that might get my channel taken down, it's not worth it now for me to do. Yeah. So the second channel is still on the shorts feed, and I don't know why. So I've kind of Googled it a few times around what makes a stream go on the shorts feed on YouTube. According to YouTube, it's anything that's vertical will automatically go. Like, it doesn't even have to have a resolution specification. Anything that is more vertical than horizontal, even if it's like almost square,
it just detects it.
And goes to the shorts feed. But I cannot make that happen on my main channel anymore. Which is bizarre.
I would not risk that channel, dude.
No, which is why I love having that second channel. I'm about to change the name of it to RoguenJosh Live, and that's going to be just my live streams over there. And that channel it's a buffer, so it's protecting my main channel from getting demonetized. And if anything ever happens to my main channel, I start posting. The next day, all the videos I was posting on my main channel, I keep posting on that channel. So it's like a backup and a buffer, which is amazing. And then Discord. So having the Discord community is great. Just chatting with everyone and posting songs. And I think we mostly talk about gigs and concerts, upcoming shows, because that's not something. It's something that's part of what I do, but not part of the content. Okay. Really, the live aspect.
So
and then,
Real quick, I got a question for you.
Dude, I could keep going, so you gotta
No,
stop
no,
me.
you're good. You're good. About the Discord, I love asking people that are content creators this. If you were to blow up, like we're talking a couple million people, and you know, you have your Discord, would you lock that Discord and open a new one so that way you could still keep your regulars, or would you just invite them all to the Discord?
I don't know enough about Discord because I don't use it very much.
It gets
really.
toxic quick.
Oh, see, I only use mine. So what I would do is what we have on my Discord channel is there's tiers. So we've got like, I've done it like a concert. So there's all access, seating, backstage.
That's cool.
Like there's the different tiers people are in. And there is, not everyone knows this, there's a backstage chat. So that's just the people that have been around for long enough that are positive, that make it to the backstage tier.
Dude, you're
then there's a backstage
genius.
chat. So then when the other chats get toxic, we don't even really notice because we're chatting in
you're
the backstage
you're in the cool
chat.
club.
So, yeah. And you know, we've had some troubles on the Discord, people coming in. It's amazing how, like, one person can come in and completely take over your entire Discord. And I've had that happen twice where someone just posts constantly in every channel and it's a problem. So that's when we started bringing in things like having these different tiers to kind of protect the other chats.
Like
so you wait until you know that someone isn't going to be a problem before you start promoting them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't use it enough really. It's to see. It's just a cool place for everyone to hang out really right now in the community. It's like Twitch chat when we're offline is how it feels. Everyone just keeps chatting, but we're not live. So
dude, I swear,
yeah, Discord,
I swear
still learning it.
I swear at the end of this, dude, we're gonna be able to make like a podcasting for dummies one by one or something, you know?
Dude, content creation for dummies and also busy dummies. This is the other thing I'm gonna say.
Yes.
3 kids, full-time job, and I am getting all this done. So I feel like I've mastered the ability of how to make this like done in minimal time, because I do this all while the kids are in bed. So I start it at 8:30, 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
So
Likewise.
Sunday nights. Yeah.
Likewise.
Sunday nights is my Patreon night. So I do the album reaction. I post that to Patreon. Monday, Twitch stream. Tuesday is editing for YouTube. So I do my YouTube videos and the shorts on Tuesday. And then Thursday is another stream. So 4 nights after the kids are in bed, 2 to 3 hours each session. That doesn't impact on the kids. I still have like 3 nights of hanging out with my wife. It also works out that she's got netball, so she does sport on the nights that I'm doing the content nights. So it's kind of, in sync. You know, it's working really well.
Awesome,
but just making it all work. And then if I'm back to my list of the pillars, so we had the main pillars, the secondary pillars that kind of feed off the main ones. There's third ones that I don't really use. So there's Spotify. For a while, I was posting all of my stream replays to Spotify as a podcast, because you can watch it as a video on Spotify. So it was going to podcast feeds, but I just didn't see any interest. People didn't seem to be using it, so I stopped. But that's a feature. That's something that I could be doing, is using Spotify. Fourth wall, which is merch. Part of my jobs today is to finally set that up, because I've got so much stuff, designs for merch,
super easy,
logos and things.
Super easy.
I see you wearing Drifter's top now. That's actually, a fourth wall.
Yep, got that from there. He's got one of mine, and they're really good. They're really good. Quality. I enjoy it.
And now that fourth wall just got bought by Stream Elements.
It's
replaced the Stream Elements store, because Stream Elements used to have a merch store, but now that's fourth wall, and it's got integration to YouTube.
What a flex.
So on my YouTube, it will have, when people go to my YouTube page, it will have my merch store, just with the videos. So I'm setting that up today, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So these are the social medias that I don't use. So I don't use X or Twitter, Facebook, Threads, or podcast feed, because I don't have a podcast. With X, Facebook, and Threads, the only reason I'm not using them right now is because I don't want to pay the buffer extension more. because I could pay, I think it's like $40 a month, and then all the videos that I'm posting to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok would also go to X, Facebook, and Threads. But I just don't use those platforms, and I don't think there's much growth in them at the moment.
Right.
So I just haven't bothered. But those are the next ones down. And that's all the stuff that's like possible for me to use. But then I've also got backup. So doing copyrighted content all the time, I'm so worried that, you know, Twitch might do another big copyright thing where we're going to take everyone's channel down, or you can't stream music on Twitch anymore. And in those cases, that's where I've got Kick. Like if my Twitch went down today, I would just say, hey, everybody, I'll be live on Monday, or I'll be live on Thursday, but it'll be on Kick. So
there's so many places you can stream now.
Yeah.
You know what's
so
crazy?
Kick.
Hold on, real quick. Even Ronnie Radke, dude, has thanked people. You know what I mean? And he's big, dude. Ronnie Radke's huge. Falling in reverse. I mean, come on. He's like, thank people for reacting. He's like, dude, thank you for getting my music out there. You know what I mean? I don't understand why. Like, I get it. I get the purpose of copyright, but I hear they are so hell bent on like, cracked. You're done. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's all labels. It's never the artist. It's all labels, and labels have always been about money. You know, like
true.
album contracts. It's all that. It's basically a home loan. It's never good for the bands. It's all the businesses around music that are the biggest problems for music. And this is just another case of it, where it's all the labels doing the copyrights. There was one band, an Australian band, Wind Waker, and they were getting copyright strikes on their own channels for posting their own songs because they were under Sony, and Sony hadn't whitelisted their channel.
Oh, no.
So they're just posting clips of their own new music video to promote it, and it was getting copyright strikes and getting taken down. So it's just the labels, and you've just got to find the right labels to work with as a reactor, to know which ones are going to be able to go on YouTube. Which is another thing that I love about the stream is on the stream I can just react to anything on Twitch. It's completely fine. It'll get muted on the replay, but I put all the replays on Patreon, and I put the best songs on YouTube. But we can do any of it, and if that ever changes, I'll go to Kick. I'll start streaming on X. You know.
You said whitelisted. Have you ever been whitelisted by like any big labels?
Yeah.
Like, does it notify you?
Well, no, it doesn't notify me, but I just noticed that a lot of the videos just came up as monetized. I was like, whoa. Okay. But there's only one that's ever whitelisted me. So there's one label that has whitelisted me, and all the others I just have a contact. So when the videos, I upload them, I get the copyright strike, and then I email them an email with the links for that week. These are the videos that I'm doing for you guys this week, and they'll whitelist them for the next couple of days.
You got them connects, bro. I love it.
It's just kind of happened naturally over the time, and the way that it's come up is by giving smaller bands a chance, because it's the people that only do the big bands for views that aren't getting the monetized videos because they're only going after the big songs. It's the real reactors that are doing the smaller bands that those labels are seeing their reactions and being like, oh, this person's covering our stuff, and hitting them up with that link. So it's all about just doing the stuff that you want to do, and it'll work out. It'll work out in the end if you're doing it well, I think. Yeah. But yeah, the other thing, I've got my backup. So Kick, DLive, and Trovo. Those are, if streaming ever went down on Twitch, those are other places I can go to. And then Rumble. So Rumble's a full replacement for YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon, if ever needed.
All in one.
Everything else got taken down. Sorry?
You said that's all in one? Like that all it.
Yeah, so I've got a Rumble. I was testing it for a while. Everything monetizes, but there's not a big audience and there's not much money at the moment. Okay. But if it was the only thing that you were doing, so if I was only doing Rumble, it's YouTube in the way that you can post videos, and there is a pretty big audience. There's live streaming on there that is copyright free, so you can stream to it, and then it also has a paid wall content section built into it. So you become a member of the channel, and then that's a Patreon. So if everything else got closed down today, I'd just be posting my stuff on Rumble tomorrow. I'd be doing my live streams, my videos would be going up, and my Patreon albums would be behind that wall. So that's like my full, from the top to bottom, the main pillars that I focus on, the secondary stuff that comes from the main pillars, the stuff that I don't really use, but like Twitter and Facebook that's floating around, and then the backups so that I know that I can keep going.
Yeah.
As a podcaster and gaming streamer, what are your main pillars? Let's figure these out. So podcast feed for you. Sorry?
I said I was just thinking why you were naming this off. Like I when you first started, I was like, do I have a pen or a pencil? And I'm like, fuck no.
Dude, I've got a spreadsheet right here. I'm gonna write these down as we go. For you, your main pillars are so different to mine, because your main pillar is podcast.
So yeah, well, I come from straight gaming. My first thing I ever did was the Professor Gas. Yeah, it was Mr. Gas at one point. I changed it to the and that was streaming on Twitch, and it wasn't bad. I just got really burned out. I got burned out while it was good. You know what I mean? That was in my prime of drinking and borderline alcoholic, and I'm just like, I don't even want to turn my PC on anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. I come back and I started the Fortnite, and between talking to Drifter, I think a little bit with you, and then I think there's one more person, but I started. Oh yeah, it was Big J. The Gas Gauge podcast was born, and I eventually said, I'm not really feeling the Fortnite, like, because I asked myself, I said, do I want to be a ninja? Like, do I want to be the next ninja in 5 years? And I'm like, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. And that's when I said, do I want to be a podcaster in 5 years? And I'm like, absolutely. Like, that sounds great. Yeah. That sounds way better than playing Fortnite, in my opinion. So that's when I really wanted to focus podcasting, and then on my off time, gaming. But the more I listen to you talk, I kind of feel like I'm wasting a lot of time I could be investing into podcasting. And that might be where I don't have any growth. You know what I mean?
Well, let's get these pillars down, and we'll see how. Because what I'm hearing, up until you said that at the end, I was thinking almost the opposite.
Really?
Because so your main pillar is the podcast. The podcast is about content creation.
Yeah.
All right. So you're talking to content creators. So you're talking to YouTubers and streamers of all different styles.
Yep. And
gaming is the main source of content creation and streaming at the moment, especially Twitch streaming.
Gaming and music. I fucking bleed music, bro. I express myself through music, so music's real heavy with me. So that's why I've done 3 with music reactors and a lot with gaming.
Yeah. Okay. But I guess that's same as me. Obviously, like, music is a personal thing, but if you're talking to content creators, if you're just looking at the sheer numbers, there's way more gaming streamers than there are music streamers. Like, and that's just, if you just go on Twitch and look at the numbers, it's out of control. There's way more gaming streamers. So as this podcast goes, you're mostly going to be talking to gaming streamers.
Yeah.
So I think that, and you're a content creator and you're a gamer. So I think that what you've got to do is you need to keep, and I've said this before to you, you need to keep streaming, and you need to keep making content so that you can stay relevant with the changes in the platforms, with what's happening with the different OBSs and chat and that experience. But also you need to stay relevant with gaming. So in the way that you were talking about I was on to Fortnite, I was onto this, you need to be what's it called when you do a variety streamer in gaming. And you've had a whole podcast on niching down.
Yeah. And I failed.
You're niching down. You are niching down on content.
Okay, so I need to quit labeling it as like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and just say, hey, I niche everything. I am the content guy.
Yeah, and because naturally, as a person, I always see you streaming different games. Yeah. So you like checking out new games. You like seeing what's the new thing. What are people playing? So, and you'll need to do that because then you'll get the experience of the new gaming systems, how they stream, and the people you're talking to are going to be playing all different games and all the new games. So I think that your niche is content, and part of that content is streaming the new games, seeing what's new. And then because you're not going to be the guy that's like, all right, here we go. I'm going to be Call of Duty for the next 5 years. So every day I'm going to do a new video looking at all the different, here's the best attachments for this gun. I don't feel like that's the guy you want to be. So what I think you should be doing for your YouTube content, so this is separate to podcasting, 3 pillars: podcast, streaming, YouTube. Streaming all the different games, staying up to date, playing with other creators. That's how you meet other creators. That's how you get people for the podcast. So you're feeding into the podcast. They're all going to feed into each other. YouTube is game like first impressions because you're always playing.
So like almost like a review, games. Like a review of it.
Yeah.
The first
and
48.
That's the thing you're doing. rather than digging one game so deep, being the Fortnite guy, doing all Fortnite content.
Yeah.
Check out the new games and do first impression videos of the new games. And then that can be the easiest thing. Do one stream and then just cut it down and just be like, here's there used to be Penny Arcade used to do this series called First 15 where they just played the first 15 minutes of a game.
Really?
Yeah, I used to love that. And they just go, all right, here we go. And it's like, we're in the menu. It's on this console. Yeah, I don't use PlayStation very often, so I'm getting used to the buttons. We had to sign up for PlayStation Plus because this one's online only, you know.
Yeah.
Little things like that with all the unique experience. And then they just play the first 15 minutes to get like a feel.
You know what's crazy is my buddy, he's like a brother to me, dude. I've known him for so long. He bought me Xbox Game Pass because, dude, he's always like, he's the guy that would probably be better at this because a new game comes out and he plays it. And not only does he play it, he buys it for me and he's like, you're going to play this with me.
Dude, that's so good. And having Game Pass?
I got the Game Pass now, yeah.
So if you've got Game Pass, you've then got all the new games as they come out. And these are the games, so many people have Game Pass, they want to know, is this game worth getting? They need your first impression videos.
Maybe.
So they want to see someone streaming it, and then they want to be like, oh, this just came out, or this is coming out. Is this any good? Should I get this? And then they see, oh, Gas just did. It has been streaming that game this week. Oh, he's got a video, first impression video. So I reckon that your 3 pillars, you got the stream, you got YouTube, and you got the podcast. The beautiful thing about the podcast is that is just one upload to podcast services. So that goes to Spotify, Apple Music, Google, everything. And then just to the podcast feed. On YouTube.
Hold on. So like with the gaming streams, would that upload to the YouTube Gas Gauge podcast channel, or would that just stay strictly podcast? Like, should
that would be a separate channel.
So I have the Professor Gas, and then I have the Gas Gauge podcast. I have 2 YouTube channels.
Yes. Yeah.
So I would run we'll call it like the first hour, you know, just for shits and giggles for now. We'll call it the first hour, and I can run that through the Professor Gas, or should I like name that the first hour?
No, I think the Professor Gas, because
we'll just keep it as is.
Yeah, because you'll be streaming there on vertical as well. So it's just going to be, it'll be your YouTube, gaming YouTube. So that's your content YouTube, and then the other one is just for the podcast. And the only reason I'm saying that is because that's what I'm seeing everyone doing. I'm seeing big creators create a second channel for their podcast so that their podcast doesn't get muddied up in the feed of everything else that they're doing.
Well, something else too. I was talking to Cy Metal, or Cy Metal Reacts. He was saying, and I don't think it was in the podcast, but he was saying that I should also have an additional channel called like the Gas Gauge Clips, and the reason for that is because a lot of times somebody will see like an hour or an hour and 45 minutes, and they're like, man, I respect this person, but I don't have an hour and 45 minutes to just sit here. And so what he said is you take the segments of that you're talking about and you cut that. So you would have like Professor Gas and RoguenJosh talk statistics. And then if we go into Linkin Park here in a minute, the Professor Gas and RoguenJosh talk Linkin Park. You know what I mean? And you cut that podcast up into like 4 or 5 segments, and you post those clips. I don't know how good that would be.
So we're talking secondary pillars now.
Okay. I'm jumping the gun,
stuff. Well, it's good though. So Clips channel. And this is what, like, Asmongold is huge on his Clips channel. He's streaming games And he also does like, route content to politics and whatever else sometimes on stream. But then he's got a separate clip. So he's got Asmongold TV, which is edited portions from his stream, which is, first impressions, events that he does in game, like transmog contests and whatever else. And then he's got a clips channel with an editor that's just grabbing 1.5 minute clips from throughout, and it's completely separate. So, but that'd be a secondary pillar. That's something that comes off of the main channel. It's not a main focus, and it's just something that assists. For you now, I would probably be making those shorts on the main YouTube. So if it's from your streams, it goes onto the content YouTube. If it's from the podcast, it goes onto the podcast YouTube. I don't know, like you were saying, I don't know about the algorithm of getting clips from the podcast and how well they go.
I use Opus Clip. If
it's easy for you to do, if it's easy for you to do. So if we're looking at, we've got your 3 pillars now.
Okay.
So now we can schedule. So what we've got here, we've got a podcast, we've got a YouTube, and we've got a streaming, like a Twitch. So now that's 3 nights. You've got to have a podcast night, you've got to have a YouTube editing night, and you've got to have a streaming night. Do you have 3 nights a week that you can lock in?
Yeah, I mean, I bullshit on my computer just about every day.
Yeah, but this is, you got to lock them in.
I got to lock in,
have them. This is the night for that, without question. You've got to plan around it, with the family and stuff. This is this night. They know that on this night it's editing night, on this night it's streaming night. And then it's good for the kids, because like if I'm on an editing night, the door's open, and the kids, if they are still up or whatever, can come in while I'm editing. Yeah. If it's a streaming night, the doors are closed, and they know, oh, Dad's doing videos.
Yeah.
Because my daughter is now, I've always done everything while they're asleep. She's getting older now. She is like up for like 15 minutes once I've started this or whatever. So, but having those defined nights. So if there are 3, and you can have more, you can add to it, especially as we go with secondary stuff. What are your 3 nights?
Dude, like I said, I usually run something. Every night. I boot the PC up once the kids are in bed, 8 o'clock, and then I'm good till about 11:30. So I could probably schedule anything.
Okay.
It could be any 3 nights.
What do you think is going to be the best night for podcasts in terms of guests availability? What night do you think? So like a Friday night or a Saturday night's obviously no good for guests, because
they want to
try to find a night where people. Yeah, so like a Tuesday or a Wednesday night or something.
Probably like a Wednesday. I feel like I've had more Wednesdays.
All right, so let's call your podcast a Wednesdays. And if you're doing this at home, this is how you got to do it. You gotta be like, all right, what are my pillars? What's the final content? So your final content at the moment, until we start adding stuff, you're doing a podcast a week.
Yep.
You're doing a YouTube video a week, and you're doing a stream a week. That's all we're trying to get locked in right now.
Okay. What do you mean a YouTube video? A YouTube video.
A YouTube video from your stream. So if you're testing out a new game, if you have a great match,
the other channel.
For the gaming channel.
Gotcha.
For the gaming channel. The podcast, it's the one thing, because you're going to put this full video on YouTube, then you're also going to upload it and it'll go to Spotify. Do you use the Spotify podcasting?
So I have I'm actually monetized over there. I haven't done anything
so good,
because I don't put anything out anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you will now. And you will consistently.
All it is I can, this is what kind of drove me away from, like, this is what started the downfall of like my deep trenches of like, man, this was all for nothing. Like, for some reason, in my head, I created this thing like, once you get monetized, you can start running ads and you'll get ad revenue. Like, even if it's like pennies, I don't care. No, those ads come from what you do. Though, and I didn't think that. For some reason, I thought like they magically were gonna throw me ads. No, ads are so expensive.
Ads suck.
Let those come to you. Don't even. Yeah, and the more I think about it, I don't want to, and I'm not gonna monetize it. I will never make somebody pay for a Spotify that they're probably already paying premium for. I will never charge somebody on Spotify.
That's a good way to go about it. So if you're using the Spotify uploader, then you can just put the video file up there, and then people can watch it as a video on Spotify. So you're putting the same file on YouTube and Spotify. So on your podcast night, it's all just one thing. You do the podcast, you edit, and then you upload.
Yeah, it's a pretty cut and paste. If I do it soon enough, like for example, if everything would have worked out, and right now we ran, let's say, an hour and a half. 9:30 I get off, I cut some stuff out, I trim, which a lot of times my podcasts, I've been told this a lot, that like they stay pretty fluent, like there's not any dead air, so there's really
there's
not
movement
there's really
your
not a
shows.
lot of there's not a lot of editing to it. I put my intro and outro on there, and maybe like if I burp or something, I cut that out, or like
chuck
if we
a
got
couple
a
of
bathroom
stings in there.
Yep, exactly. Like the little, you've seen it. And that's it. And then I upload. The uploading takes the longest part of the whole thing. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Well, because you're doing them late at night, drag it onto YouTube, drag it into the podcast, then go to bed.
Yeah.
Like add in all the description and everything, go to bed, and then the next morning, one click, everything's published. So it's all uploaded. So podcast night is Wednesday nights. So then I almost just want to say Monday, Wednesday. Oh, but then Fridays, because you never know with a Friday. You never know if there's a birthday.
No. We have this thing that's sacred in our house. Is Fridays is for the boys. We work hard all week, and it's kind of like me and my son's thing, because he games just as much as I do. And we say, if we did good, we didn't get trouble in school, I didn't get in trouble at work. Fridays is for the boys, man. We're gonna relax. We're gonna do some gaming. I'll do some streaming usually. So that could probably be Twitch night, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking Monday, maybe like, what if you did them 3 in a row? Monday, Twitch night.
Okay.
That's your stream. So Friday is still for the boys, and you're going to go and you're going to have the night, but you don't have to stream it. So it can still be the sacred night.
You can just vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But sometimes you can stream it.
Yeah.
But it's not your dedicated stream night, because you don't want to take away Friday for the boys. So Monday is stream night, which then means Tuesday is the editing the stream, and it's fresh. It just happened the night before. So you remember what happened. It's still relevant. You're not editing something 3 weeks later. It doesn't matter anymore. It's still a new game. It's still the latest update. So if I was you, Monday night, stream. Tuesday night, edit. So that's editing a YouTube video for whatever it is. Wednesday night, podcast. And anything else you do in the week is additional. If you and the guys are having a big night on Friday night and you're like, I'm going to stream this tonight, or we're playing COD all night, I'm going to stream it. That's an extra stream. That's fun. And you're not in like content mode. You're not like,
just clipping.
This is a new game. I need to talk in a way that's going to work on a YouTube video later. It's just, this is just going to be a fun stream tonight on Fridays. And then it also gives you, the weekend is clear. Anything else that you want to do on the weekend, you can.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
I told my wife, we're very communicative over this. If I'm gonna run over, I need just let her know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How much longer have you got?
I probably a little bit. Why?
All right.
We're good. We're on to it. We're cooking. We're cooking, baby.
Yeah, dude. And then all the other stuff, so on that editing night, that's when you can do, like, while you're editing, grab some shorts. Out of the stream. So that's editing night. So, and then the secondary stuff comes in after that, the YouTube shorts. And then if you're using something like Buffer, then you're also feeding a TikTok and an Instagram without doing anything extra. They're just going on a channel out there. So that's how you schedule it in. You've focused on what are my main pillars? How do I go about that? And like I said, they're different for the two of us.
Yeah.
Because we're doing different kinds of content. So it's just focusing down on that. How do you feel about that when you're looking at that plan?
I like it. It sounds like that I worry about a lot more than what it actually is, and then I just kind of get in like this loop of,
Yeah.
And now that we've just kind of like, or I'll say you've kind of just put it out there, like here, this is your menu.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's not that bad, bro.
Yeah. And do you know what else this does? This is perfect because you finish the week on the podcast. On Wednesday, if you don't have a guest, you can talk about what happened on the stream.
I want to do that. I want to do that. You know how fun. You know how fun it'd be too. Like, for example, like, The doc, dude, the 2-time. I loved his content, bro. I had a spot in my Discord just for like his iconic clips so I could share it to everybody. Like, and now that he's had this controversy, I'm like, dude, I have so much to say. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I could just hit a video about that, you know?
Yeah. This is the night for that. And then, because the other thing you can do as well, there's a podcaster that I love that's been a prolific podcaster for years, Jeff Gersman. He used to be on the Giant Bombcast, like one of the biggest gaming podcasts. And he now does it all himself. Just he streams, and then he streams his podcast. So the other thing that could happen is you could, on your stream, you could talk for 15 minutes about something.
Yeah.
And then on your editing night, you can be doing your YouTube video, and then you go, oh, sick, I've got a podcast episode here. This is a solo podcast where I just talked about the docs,
so
you know, whatever it is.
That's so good.
So, yeah, and on the Wednesday, if there's no guest, I'm talking about the game. I'm reviewing the game that I played on Monday. You know, so, and everything else you do is on top of this. If you do want to like go super hard, and it's like Thursday night, I'm going to stream again. Friday night, I'm going to stream again. Saturday night, I'm home. Something crazy happened on that stream. I'm going to edit a video. You can do all the extra stuff around it, but all you need to do is those 3 nights.
No, dude, I want that, because there's times where like I feel like I don't want to say I'm doing it for nothing, but it's like, okay, I'm going to stream tonight, you know, and I'm going to get some clips, and I have shit gameplay, and it's like, man, I could have like hung out with my wife. I could have watched that movie. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that I could dedicate 3 days on, and then maybe have like Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, because, you know, Friday we're going to be gaming. Thursday, Saturday.
The boys!
Yeah, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe me and my wife could start like a freaking, you know, Netflix series or something, dude. I love that we're doing this. Thank you.
Yeah, man. And I wanted this for you, but I also, because I help a lot of content creators. I've kind of, over the years of doing this, because I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on keeping it going and being consistent, I try to help other creators. Got a few people. It's almost like mentoring. Yeah. Like over the time that I've helped out doing all different kinds of stuff. I had a mate that wanted to be like the 100% doing those, like, all right, it's Tarkov and it's wipe day, and we're going to go over the bug fixes today, you know, and then we're going to be, today I'm running this gun with these attachments. You know, he wanted to lock down and do all that stuff. So we ran through his content plan and everything. So, and other music reactors and like Drifter as well at the start, helping him out with getting this started. Yeah. So I love doing it because, yeah, I feel like it's all about the consistency and just keep it on going. That's just 3 nights a week, do your stream, and have fallback games. So if there's no new game, play COD. Play COD. If you win a game, if you win a match, if you have a high KD or whatever, and you've got nothing else for the YouTube night, just cut that game out.
Oh, dude, I did that recently. I did that recently. I don't know if you watch the shorts on my other channel, but Black Ops 6 beta's out. It's great, by the way. Yes. If you guys haven't played it, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wait till the game drops, but it was amazing. It's very nostalgic. It kind of brings you back to when Black Ops was really, really good. You know what I mean? And now they have the omnidirectional movement, and it's weird at first, but then like something flicks in your head and you're like, I fully understand how this works. And 1 minute you're trying to figure out how to run, and the next you're like backwards diving off a balcony and you're shooting someone. It's insane.
So good.
But anyways, dude, we were playing on a small map, bro, and I dropped my second helo of the game, and the dude's like, who did that? And I was like, oh, I did. He's like, so what are you packing, like 9, 10? Like 10 inches? I'm like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, what? I was like, no.
No, that's insulting. 13 and don't ask how. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I ended up going like 57 and like 12 or something. It was insane, dude.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing is you're a good gamer.
Dude,
you're a good gamer. So you've got the Z-laner. Like Z-laner is big because he's got the skill as well. So you're hitting it from even another angle where if you're not doing all right, we've got a new game, I'm checking out Wukong tonight or whatever it is, and then doing a video about it, because you got Game Pass.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I didn't even want to talk about, because you shouldn't be thinking about this yet at all, but the opportunities in being the Game Pass guy and maybe even like getting a contact or whatever. Like the opportunities there,
Oh yeah.
if that's what you're going to be doing, because then so many people have Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. You
Yeah.
can do the monthly games, you know, and there's a giant audience of people that are like, that game's free this month. Is it worth it? I want to see what games are good. Or they don't even look at that. They see your videos and they go, oh my God, this is the game on Game Pass this month.
You
I'm
ready?
going to get that.
Right here. I'm Professor Gas, and I play it so you don't have to.
Oh, dude, that's so good. That's so good.
I play for an hour so that way you don't have to.
Yeah. And then if there's no new games that you want to do, there's nothing that's exciting you, you drop a 57 kill game on COD, and then you post that video.
Dude, that's nothing. Freaking Drifter dropped, I think, like 80. He dropped
ridiculous.
80. The next day, he dropped 80. I'm like, oh my God, like, why are you not streaming anymore? Like, I miss seeing his face so much, bro. Like I was there during the era of him streaming games, and that ended, and then he started Reaction, and I got to see that era, and now it's just like he got so busy, and it's like, dude, I don't ever get to see you anymore. Like,
Dude, I just still remember the first time I was is when I was checking out Kick. I was like, what is Kick? I want to see what Kick is. And it was the first time I went onto the site, and I was like, is there anyone streaming Destiny? Because that was my game. It's been my game for 10 years now. I was like, who's streaming Destiny? And I clicked on the Destiny tab, and there was only like 14 people streaming because Kick was new. And Drifter had the metal logo. And I just went, that's a metalhead playing my game. And I clicked on it, and within 5 seconds, he called someone a silly goose. I'm like, this guy's a dad. So this is a metalhead dad playing Destiny. This is my guy. And then just like got in, because I wanted to test everything out to see what's it like to chat. And he was just kind of like initially just the test for me for Kick, but then he was my Kick streamer. He was who I would watch on Kick. So good dude. He should get back into it someday for sure.
He found me, believe it or not, and this wasn't through like a Discord or anything. Me and my son were streaming Plants vs Zombies, like the old school one. Like the lanes, and like my son used to always want to stream, like he always wanted to play games with me and stuff, and I'm sure he still does. He just kind of does his own thing too now. But we're sitting there, and I get all tucked over here, and we'd have him here, and I got raided by him, and I'm like, oh dude. So whenever somebody raids me that I don't know, I check them out, what I mean, just to give them like the same satisfaction, and he was streaming, and I'm like, this dude is so fucking cool, like metalhead. And I was sitting there talking music with him, and he's like, well, I actually have a band, and and I'm like, you mind sharing it? I'll go listen to it right now, and I'll tell you what I think. What I mean? He's like, all right, cool. And he gives me the Heartless by his band, and
Familiar with Failure, what a band.
Hell yeah. So I go back in, I said, do you want my honest opinion? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I fucking love this shit. Like I needed some, like, it feels local, what I mean? Like it feels so local, it's like, this is my era. I loved every fucking minute of it. Speaking of music, did we go over Linkin Park on this one yet, or no?
We didn't go back to it, but you know what? We kept it concise with how to do a plan around having a family, what to focus on, and then how to plan that out.
True.
So,
that's money in itself right there.
That I feel like this is really useful for people. If I was starting my content creation and I was hearing this and just being like, oh, okay, this is a goal. I got to book things in. I've got to pick a night. I've got to stick to that. I got to stay consistent.
It's the pillars.
What are the things to focus on? Because I guess a secondary pillar for you is but I guess that I was going to say the YouTube streams, because you're doing vertical streams.
I'm doing verticals,
yeah, that's just baked in. You don't have to do anything extra. You're just clicking. No. You don't even have to click an extra button. I've got it set to going live on YouTube at the same time.
Yeah, it's locked into my ATEM. So when I do my Twitch streams, I do my vertical, which is on the gaming one.
Oh, so we were also live on YouTube earlier. Hey, YouTube.
No. Two different things.
Oh, right.
So ATEM, I have to. Yeah, that'd have been cool though. It would have looked weird because it would have been over in my ATEM right now. I have me and then me.
Oh, you do. That's funny. I didn't even realize that.
What's up, me? Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Well, dude, quick question. Will you definitely send me all of that? Because I was dumb and didn't have a pen. I definitely want to stick to the schedule.
It ended up being really simple, and there's not that much.
Yeah.
It is Oh, well, I guess, it's being a variety gamer because you're niching down on content. You're niching down on being a content creator.
I want that to be
Hard.
my side piece, though, dude. I really like the podcasting a lot more, dude. I love talking to people. I love learning. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. The podcast is about content creators. That's what
Yeah.
you're niching down on.
Oh,
So
okay,
the
okay, yeah.
podcast is the main pillar, but you're niching it down to content creation. And to do that, you've got to be a variety streamer. You got to do everything. You can
Okay.
do music reactions, dude. You can do whatever because you're niching down to content creation
Right.
and content creators. So you got to. I would also think you should do streams on the other services, multi-stream.
Kick,
Go to
you know?
Kick, go to Rumble, go to D Live, do a podcast about. I streamed I do a video. I streamed to Kick. This is what it was like, like content creation. Look at all these different things. X as well. You got to pay to stream on X now.
Ugh.
There's so many things.
Dude, I think I might change the other YouTube name. So I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail I made, but I called it the Call of Duty Experience with the Professor
Yeah.
Gas. I might change the YouTube name, the Professor Gas Experience. You know what I mean? Because I'm literally experience everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it, dude.
yeah, dude, you helped me so much tonight, man. Thank you.
Well, dude, I'm glad to help. I could tell because you had the fire. You're like, I want to get back into this,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna hone it. And you know what is really funny? A quick little shout out to my old clothing label. I've just got this here. This is my mate did a 3D render of my logo of my clothing label.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
The idea of this design is this is the passion, this is the fire, and this is the precision, honing it in, dragonfly, like the way they fly. That was my
Yeah.
whole thing. So it's like you've got that passion. We just had to hone it in, give it a direction, laser beam it. And I feel like you're set. And I feel like if anyone else is wanting to get into content, or there's so many content creators, they could be feeling burnt out, not knowing what to do, having all these different ideas for change. This is how you do it. What am I interested in? What are the main things to focus on? How do I do that?
So
Schedule it in.
So how about this? For the people that are starting out, right? Because I was 10 episodes in, and that's not a lot. But
For a podcast, it's a
it's-
long time.
that's
Some people.
that is a lot.
Do people get 3 episodes in because they go, I want to do a podcast. Everyone does one. They get 3 in and go, oh, damn it. This is work and I'm not a millionaire yet. 10
So-
episodes for a podcast is good.
So with that, like, I feel like people could get discouraged because let's take all the Fortnite shit out. I have
Yep.
sat at 495 subs for the entire 10 episodes I've done, which is what, 2.5 months of
Yeah.
podcasting. And not a single sub. I don't even
Oh,
think
that is
I don't
interesting.
I don't even think I've gotten any comments except for people that are like homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
So
I think the 3 pillars I think feed into each other. And I think that if you start focusing on it in this way, it'll help that. Because if people know that you're a streamer that has a podcast about streaming, because what you've got right now is you were a gaming streamer and then you replaced it with being a podcaster. And as you would gain subs for being a podcaster, you're going to lose subs from people that were there for Fortnite.
Okay.
So it's gonna stick at 495. It's amazing that it didn't drop down further. I remember early on, I made a big change. I think I said in the last podcast, I was at, I hit 5,000 subs. No, I hit 10,000 subs on YouTube. And I said, and that's from doing all the big reaction videos. And I wasn't enjoying it.
No.
I didn't like the community that I was building. And I said, you know what? Rather than going for views, I'm at 10,000. I would rather do the bands that I like and it dropped down to 5,000 than keeping on doing this stuff and it getting to 100,000 when I don't like it. So I feel like because you made that change,
Yeah. It's gonna take time.
Fortnite streamers that are there for fun clips of Fortnite
Yeah.
aren't going to listen to an hour-long episode. Like that's going to come up in their feed. So I feel like you've just got to separate those out. You've got the gaming thing, you've got the podcast thing.
That's something
Feed
that
them into each other.
I think it might be hurting the channel too, because I looked at the analytics and I'm still getting views from like Call of Duty, which I did before Fortnite. So I'm getting Call of Duty and Fortnite views. along with the podcast views. But now with this pillar thing that we're talking about, I think if I could train the YouTube algorithm to hone all three of those at once, with it being about gaming, you know what I mean? That might benefit me here in a couple months. I don't know. What do you think? Or do you think it's kind of spiraling into something that it, you know, like, do you think this account might be tanked?
Do you know what I think you should do?
What's that?
Restart swap them. The main podcast, the main YouTube that was gaming and is now Gas Gauge Podcast.
Yeah.
Make that the Professor Gas Podcast. That is your streaming. You stream there. You do your YouTube videos there, because a podcast one is a secondary YouTube. Like it's basically just, it's secondary to the podcast feed. Your main focus for the podcast is the podcast feed, is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever else there is. Right?
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
when I'm looking at other guys like, you know, Nick Nocturnal or anyone else that's got like a big main channel and they do a podcast and they've got a second YouTube, the YouTube for the podcast is so much smaller because it's just the podcast one. There's like Beard Meets Food, the competitive eater. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. He does a podcast as well called Breaking Beard. And yeah, it's just completely separate, way smaller because it's so different. So, and especially if you're saying that you've got 10 episodes uploaded, they're not hitting the numbers that you were wanting, subs aren't growing.
Yeah.
Do a podcast channel, start from the start, chuck them up there, and then just continue on the gaming one as your main channel. Chuck the gaming stuff up there.
So
if they're just random subs, they do not matter. You want people that are subscribing today to listen to watch your videos moving forward. I've got my mate that posted his holiday video on YouTube Shorts and it got 52 million.
Wow.
He had a YouTube that was just his personal one, and he uploaded a holiday video of a crocodile that they went to a crocodile show. He got 52 million views. He got 50,000 subscribers. He came to me because I was a YouTuber and said, I want to be a YouTuber. What do I do? How do I do this? And we made a bunch of videos and we put them up. They got 100 views each. Wow. It completely tanked. Like, the number of subscribers doesn't matter. You've got to have that mindset of, from now with what I'm doing moving forward, this is what matters. These are the people that are going to matter. Podcast subscribers on YouTube is a weird thing. I think the reason it's not moving is because people, if they listen to a podcast, they're not really subscribing to it on YouTube. They're subscribing on a podcast service. So that's your.
So
that's
you think
why
I should?
It's one of the pillars.
You think I should shift focus?
No, I just think you should swap channels. So
swap the channel. But I don't have a channel to swap to. That's the only problem.
You've got 2 channels right now, right? You've got Gas Gauge and you've got the gaming one that you're streaming to.
But the gaming one is kind of doing good. I got a short that hit like 10,000 and.
Oh, right.
What I mean? So I don't know
then
if
just keep it as it is.
Yeah, dude. The more I think about it, like I need to take all 3 pillars. Instead of saying this one's more important than that one, I think I should just kind of treat them all with the same relevance.
Yeah.
And use the podcast for what it is. Like you're saying, like, so I have a Spotify. Why not use that? Because honestly, when I get on YouTube, I don't go looking for a podcast. If I do a podcast, I'm on Spotify, 100%.
No, that's secondary. When we're talking about your 3 pillars, and we say YouTube, we're not talking about your podcast on YouTube. Podcast is a whole other pillar, and that pillar is the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all of that as a podcast. YouTube is your YouTube channel for your content, which comes from your streams. So Monday night, stream. Tuesday night, editing the stream for your YouTube channel. Wednesday night is you do your podcast and you upload it to your podcast services. You just happen to have a YouTube channel as well for your podcast that you would treat the same as your Spotify or your Apple podcast feed or whatever. It's just that you have to upload it there separately, and it has the video, which is great.
I should do Apple. I don't know. I've never done Apple. That'd probably be really good.
Oh no, but if you upload it to Spotify, you can just check all those boxes and it goes to everything, right?
No, this is podcasters. It just says Spotify. Am I doing the wrong one?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
really?
yeah. You can from that service, you can have it pump out to every podcast service. You've just got to go and make your account and then you link them all.
What?
Dude, I'm so glad we're having this talk.
What?
This
Dude,
is
I've only
this
been
is the
doing
beginning.
strictly Spotify. I didn't know there was.
No.
I thought like, okay, I knew that like there was Apple, but like I thought I had to like go and like create an account and like.
No, so it
like,
used to be called, the Spotify podcast service used to be called Anchor.
Oh, see,
And
I
then
don't use
Spotify.
Anchor.
No, Spotify bought it out. Anchor doesn't exist anymore. So
It's
now
called
it's just
Podcasters, right?
Spotify for podcasters.
Yeah, the thing that I use is like a little purple app called Podcasters. It's
Is
got
it the Spotify logo?
yeah,
Logo?
yeah, but it's purple.
Yeah. That's the app. So that used to be Anchor.
Fuck, dude. Are you
So
kidding
that
me?
is no. So that's Anchor. It's just that Spotify bought it and then they just changed the logo to the Spotify one, and that goes to everywhere. So what you've got to do now is make
I gotta
the
go
Apple
through every
podcast
single
feed,
one.
yeah, everything, and link it to everything.
Yeah.
And that's that pillar. That pillar is you upload it to Spotify and you drag it. So on a Wednesday night after you've done your podcast and you've edited, you then drag that video into the Spotify for podcasters. That's going to put it onto all the RSS feeds, and you're going to drag it to your podcast YouTube.
That's what RSS feed means?
Yeah, dude. RSS is all of the different podcast
So
feeds.
so YouTube has that too. I can upload my podcast to RSS feed. I didn't know what it meant though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you can use. I didn't know that they could do that, but you know
Yeah.
what? They only just introduced the podcast features on YouTube.
I wonder
So
if
maybe
would,
that.
Dude.
Sorry?
I wonder. I'm just thinking like we're both kind of like, man, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
That could possibly. I don't know. Would that grow? No, that wouldn't grow my channel on YouTube. That would grow. It would. Would that post? So what it's saying from YouTube, I could post if I post my podcast on YouTube, it'll do Spotify, Apple.
I don't know, but I wouldn't trust that. I know that the Spotify for podcasters pumps it onto all of the others because you've got to make an account for all of the other services,
Yeah.
and then you link it and you have it so that it goes to all of them, makes it available across all of them.
Now, okay, yeah, dude. I've been
that's the podcast?
I've been living under a rock, bro.
All right. Nah, this is, dude, how good that just as you're in the mood, getting this thing going again, the comeback,
Yeah.
you've got to focus, you've got a schedule, and now you've got the tools to use.
Yeah, dude. I
well.
can't tell you how annoying it is as somebody that wants something so bad that's been swimming in place for I felt like a year. You know what I mean? Just because
Yep.
you don't know what's right and wrong, and you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
frustrating. And I bet you there's more people than not that could relate to that right now, that
Yeah.
they've been streaming or they've been creating content and they're just like, why am I only getting 10 people looking at this? What am I doing wrong? When all it could be is a simple, hey, dude, do this on this day and stick to just that.
Well, the other thing that I guess I'll try to do is really quick because it's getting so late. I'm so sorry. My channel just went through, like, it completely crashed. I just went through the lowest time of my whole channel for a month.
Really?
So, yeah, no one was watching the videos. The YouTube videos that would normally get thousands of views were getting 100 to 200 every day, every video I put up. So I was trying everything. I did less videos in a week, but I put way more editing in. But then all that happened is they got the same amount of views as usual, but there's just less videos, so I got less views. So then I put 2 videos out a day, but with like no editing. I just grabbed the songs off the stream, put them on YouTube with the thumbnail and everything. And then it was like, all right, cool. They're all still getting only 100 to 200 views, which is tiny for me. But if I do 2 a day,
Yeah.
now there's more views and everything. But the thing was, because I've got my schedule in place and I've got other pillars. So the YouTube dropped off, so I focus more on the stream and the Patreon. So by having the 3, like if your YouTube goes nuts, your gaming YouTube, that becomes your main focus, but you've still got all 3. You've got to keep doing all 3. You've got to do the stream feeds the YouTube, the podcast wraps it all together, and it's the podcast. If the podcast goes nuts, you've got to do the other 2 to feed the podcast. So you got something to talk about, you're still relevant, you're in the game. If the
Right.
streams go nuts, so you've got to have the 3. So while my YouTube was absolutely flatlining, I was getting, I think I was on 15,000 views per 48 hours, which for my channel is I've shown you what it's gone nuts on lately. So and that's just in the last 2 days because of the Linkin Park stuff. Because over the years, I've kind of made myself the Linkin Park guy. So then suddenly Linkin Park becomes relevant. The channel blows up. But in 3 months, Linkin Park's not going to be the hottest thing.
No.
So right now, this is fantastic. But when it crashes again, I'm not going to be upset and I'm not going to quit. I'm going to understand that this is how it goes, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And right now, while Linkin Park's hot, I didn't do an all Linkin Park stream last night. I did my request stream. We listened to small bands.
Yeah.
So even when it's low, even when it's not going well, you've got to do all three because it's cyclical. You never know which one's going to pop. Each one helps the other. That's why they're the three pillars. It's all holding itself up. Like the whole thing, that's your content. You need the three to feed into each other. Some will hit better than others. Like Drifter went nuts on Instagram. I've never done well on Instagram, but that's where he found the most success. You know, you never know which is going to be the one that becomes the thing that you do. So you've got to make sure that you do the three of them consistently. So as frustrating as it is for you and anyone else out there doing the content, if you've got a plan in place and you're enjoying what you're doing, when the numbers are low, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know? So, because I literally, it was the worst numbers I have ever seen, but I didn't plan on quitting. I just slightly shifted, and I didn't stop one. I wasn't like, oh, you know what? The YouTube isn't going well, so I'm just going to do the streams. It's like, no, I'll do this. And right now, the YouTube's the main focus because you never know what's going to pop and what's not. So you've got your plan in place.
Yeah.
You've got your three pillars from next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now you've got from now until Monday to get that locked in, figure out what you're going to do.
Well, you're my podcast.
Keep the game. Sorry?
I said, you're my podcast. I already got that. Or no, I could get another one though. Why not? We'll start it strong.
Dude, because we went so late, make
part 2 maybe.
No, make it that your editing night.
Oh yeah. Extra time for editing, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thank you so much.
I've kept you long.
No,
dude,
right, you're fine, dude. I feel like I could talk to you for hours, bro, honestly. Like,
and I knew because we can just talk, and because I never shut up, I knew this would be a great one to get you back into the rhythm.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Thank you so much. Hopefully the listeners out there gain something. Like I said, I wish I had a pen, dude. I really hope that you can send me this chart thing.
Well, dude, I know a good podcast that you can listen to get all the information.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'll get it while editing. There you go. Perfect, dude. Yeah. Yo, thank you so much, RoguenJosh, bro.
All good. If you ever want me back on, I'm always happy to come and chat this stuff. I love it.
Always, dude. Don't ever feel like a stranger. If you want to come on too, just say, hey, bro, let me get a spot, and guaranteed.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. RoguenJosh, everybody. Peace.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, man.